Oh, how much have I missed being able to be in here when it's a rainy day and be sowing seeds and drinking a cup of tea. This is the best thing about a greenhouse. I've no microphone, so I hope the sound is okay. I wasn't actually planning to film anything, so I haven't come out prepared. But, as you can see, my peppers have finished for the season, so the plants are all gone and the greenhouse has had a bit of a tidy up, a bit of a zhuzh, and I'm actually going to sow some autumn winter seeds now. I'm not going to grow a lot, but we quite like having kind of the odd lettuce and greens for cooking, spinach, that kind of thing. So I'm going to grow some winter greens to get us through winter. Now, here we go. Before I start sowing, I'll tell you what I'm going to grow. But just remembering, even if you think your garden, your climate, your weather is like mine, please do check, because here in the UK we have a much milder winter than people realise. So even though, yes, it gets really cold, it goes into minus temperatures, some places in the UK get quite a lot of snow, generally we don't see real extremes of the cold. So I actually can grow quite a lot of hardy greens pretty much through most of winter, if not all winter. Now, they won't grow over winter. This is a thing. Once it's cold and the light gets really, really poor, plants obviously will stop growing. But we sow them now. We sow them in August to get them grown and get them large enough so that by the time we get to that stage when it's cold and dark, things are at a harvestable stage, and anything that we're not harvesting at that point means we have plants going that will start quickly again very early in spring. So that's why I'm doing it. Just to make sure you guys realise, just because you see me growing things in winter doesn't mean you can grow anything you want over winter. We have a very mild winter here. Right, now, so what am I going to do then? Well, spinach. So I'm going to do the standard perpetual spinach. So I've got some of this here. And as you can see, I've got an open packet because we grow this every year. So it's not actually a spinach, it's actually a chard. But it is pretty hardy here. It grows well through winter. The large leaves get cooked down in all sorts of different cooking, the way you would do with large spinach leaves, or you might do with chard, kale, that kind of thing. The small leaves, we actually throw them in salads, because when they're small, they're quite delicate, and it is very much like having spinach to hand. Okay, so what am I going to do? Think. Right, I'm going to do this as plugs. Now, obviously, you don't have to sow these things as plugs. You can put them in a seed flat or a seed tray. You can sow them directly into the ground. I'm probably going to be growing all of these on in the green stalks. It's nice and convenient, and I like it for greens because things don't get dirty. So I can harvest, say, a lettuce, and it's nice and clean. It needs minimal washing. Whereas if I have lettuce in my bed, chances are I'll pull it and I'll get it covered in dirt, and then the dirt from that will drop all over everything else, and it's less tidy. So I'll probably grow my green stock because I have it. Why not? It's my standard seed starting mix. It's no different from the stuff I use in spring. Trying to think how many I might want of each. I'll do too many because that way, if anything goes wrong, it's covered. Now, perpetual spinach. A couple of rows of that. Now the thing you need to be aware of when you're doing this, when you're sowing into these module trays, just remember that different seeds need different depths. So do them one at a time. If it needs pushed in, push them in, don't wait, because I guarantee in the excitement of sowing all your fabulous seeds, you'll miss something, you'll forget something. I think it happens, we all do it. Now, I have no mic, so you can probably hear the rain. Normally I can get rid of all the background noise when I'm wearing a mic. Right, so that is perpetual spinach. And there is a joke. Kate likes to joke on the fact that it's perpetual spinach, and she calls it still spinach. And she every so often asks me if it's still spinach.
Honey,
Uh-huh.
I brought you a bouquet.
Oh, what is it?
Still spinach.
So of course I've written still spinach on the label, because it's easier to write than perpetual. Now I'm going to try something new this year as well. I have never grown this, but I know a lot of you guys do grow it, so I'm going to try it just to see what it's like. And it's a winter spinach. Giant winter. Now, I've never grown this. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to try it just for some fun. I'll have to go and have a watch at some other people's videos who've grown that. Oh, I can't get the packet open. The clumsy fingers. Guaranteed if I pull this it's going to burst. I win. Now these seeds look a bit like the broccoli rab seeds but just bigger. Go. Now the other one I am growing is a standard, I can't not grow it, and it is a broccoli rab. So I've got San Marzano broccoli rab just to try a different one, but I've got my Broccoletto Correntino Riccio. This was the broccoli rab that Steve at Green Side Up recommended to me a few years ago now, and we love it. And the thing with broccoli rab is you have to remember, broccoli rab is quite bitter, okay? It looks like sprouting broccoli. It doesn't taste like it. It's got quite a bitter taste. But I love that because we use it in cheesy things. We use it in pastas, creamy pasta sauces. I put it on pizza because that bitterness cuts right through all those fatty flavours, and it is fantastic. But just be warned, it looks like a tender stem broccoli or a sprouting broccoli, but it's actually not. It's much smaller, but it's got that look, but it doesn't have that flavour. It's quite a bitter flavour. So that's what I'm going to get going. Oh, how much have I missed being able to be in here when it's a rainy day and be sowing seeds and drinking a cup of tea. 2 rows of that. I'm already excited at the idea of having the pizzas with this on it. And you'll see much, much smaller seeds don't need to be planted quite as deep. And I will end up with 1 or 2 per module because it's just almost impossible to do these one at a time. But I do actually have some of these seed sower things. I got them for Kate as a bit of a joke when she was helping sow the seeds, but then we never actually got round to using them. And on this label, I will just write broccoletto. Two rows. There we go. Oriental greens wise. Now, in most years, you guys watch me growing bok choy, pak choy, tatsoi, giant mustards, all of that kind of thing. I'm not doing any of that this year. I think we just got to the point where we sickened ourselves because I had so much of that going every winter. We just got sick of it, which is a shame because they're fabulous things to have. So this year, I'm only growing greens that are very much salad type greens. So I've got some small mizuna, so it's mustard, but it's the small kind of lettuce size, cut and come again type leaves. I've also got mabuna, which is the same sort of idea. And I'm going to grow some rocket, okay? Now the rocket, we'll see how that goes. I don't know quite how hardy that's going to be in this garden, but we'll see. So yeah, so it's the small mustards I'm doing. They're not as fiery and they're much smaller, can be eaten raw. So that's, most people know mizuna as a salad leaf. It's the peppery salad leaves. So that's those ones. The other salad leaves I'm doing are my winter lettuces. Now, I spoke about this on Gardener Scott's live stream just on Monday there. Marvel. It's a winter lettuce. We get it from real seeds. It is a fabulous little soft-leaved lettuce. A full head lettuce. Fabulous, does well in my garden. Stood up to the coldest temperatures we've had in years. Did brilliant. The other one I'm going to do is very similar, and it's all year round. It's that same similar style of lettuce. It's a head lettuce and it's the kind of frilly soft leaves. Doesn't stand up to the winter quite as well, so this one will perish before the Marvel does, but I'm giving that one a go. And then I've got some cut and come again winter salad leaves, so it's just a mix. So that's all I'm doing. To me, there's nothing overly exciting, but you know, I don't know if you guys have never grown before. It's getting warm in here. Let's go. What have we got then? So, rocket, mizuna, mabuna, Marvel, all year round. This is a cut and come again variety. So those I'm going to grow in a seed flat. Put them to the side. And we'll get this lot done. So let's go with mizuna. Again, mizuna is a mustard, so it's the small seeds. See it like this. And we'll just do a small sprinkling in each cell. Well, that's the idea. You'll end up dropping more than a small sprinkling, but do your best. Next, exactly the same idea, mabuna, different variety. So same thing, different variety. Because how much fun would the world be if we only ever grew one variety of things? Oh no, that's far too sensible. Can't be doing that. There we go. Oh, that rain is coming down. Marvel winter lettuce. Now, confession. When I first got these, I was looking for a winter lettuce, but I chose this one because of the name. Because I thought it was funny that it was called Marvel. Turned out to have been a great choice. It's a fantastic lettuce. little pointy lettuce seeds. There you go. Now, all of my seeds are a few years old now, so we'll see what germination is like. It'll be interesting, but that is it. Get these covered over. Now, if you're sowing lettuce, generally lettuce don't like to be deep. So just a sprinkling of compost on top. Nothing too heavy. And another tray. I'm going to keep everything up on this shelf, I think. Just make life easier for myself. And like I said, I need to give all of that a really good water. Okay, I'm going to do the cut and come again, lettuce leaves and the rocket in seed flats, but exactly the same idea. So yeah, we're on to it, folks. That's some winter seeds sown. Just a wee gossip in the greenhouse hiding from the rain with a cup of tea. Can't beat it. See you, folks.